I thought, here we go. Oops, okay. All right, so I thought to myself, what is a sting? What does that really mean? So I looked it up. Smart thing to do, right, teacher? It's a carefully planned operation, typically involving deception. I went, aha! So that's what we have here. So our movie tonight, The Sting, was released on Christmas Day in 1973, starring Robert Redford, Paul Newman, and Robert Shaw, along with many, many others, but those were our top three. The director was George Ray Hill, who also directed Newman and Redford in Butch Cassidy. So he knew what he was working with. The screenplay by David Ward was inspired by real-life cons perpetrated by brothers Fred and Charley Gondorff. Remember, that was Paul Newman's name in the movie. It was documented by David Maurer in his 1940 book, The Big Con, The Story of the Confidence Man, which the title doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but okay. The budget was $5.5 million, and it has made $257 million worldwide.
Wow.
And as of 2018, it's the 20th highest grossing film in the US. So it's not a slacker. I loved how the film played out with the different placards, telling about the different sections of the story, what was going on. That was fun. And then, of course, the music, Scott Joplin's music that was played in the movie by Marvin Hamlisch. And this ragtime music actually kind of created a renewal or a resurgence of ragtime music in the 1970s, which you would never think of that. Academy Awards for that year, it won 7 of 10. Best Picture, Best Director, Best Film Editing, etc., etc., etc. So in 2005, the Film Registry of the Library of Congress wanted to select this movie for preservation in the U.S. National Film Registry, calling it culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. So it's been preserved, whatever it is. Amen. So Jack Nicholson turned down the job of Hooker because he had some other stuff going on. And the director Hill wanted Richard Boone to play Doyle Lonnegan. But Newman sent the script to Shaw, and Shaw says, yes, I'm all over it. And wasn't he wonderful? His limp was authentic. He had injured his leg playing handball before the film began. So he wasn't faking that. But it might have happened when they spent a couple of days in Ireland doing the pub crawl, too. So who knows? Other ways that they made this film look more authentic is they used a lot of colors of browns, muted browns and maroons, and then the lighting style. And then Edith Head, with her absolutely phenomenal ability to design wardrobes, made it just over the top. So Ebert gave it 4 out of 4 stars, saying one of the most stylish movies of the year. And Siskel gave it 3.5, saying that, excuse me, I gotta read my notes. It's a movie made with a loving care each step of the way. I think we can kind of see that. Trivia. Redford didn't see this movie until June 2004.
Really?
Didn't say why. This was on IMDb. Yeah. And the Schlitz beer. Did anybody notice the Schlitz beer in there?
Yeah,
That was
all over.
largest biggest selling beer in the 1930s, and that's why they had it in there. And I'm sure it probably, they kicked in a little money for the making of the movie. So a few goofs. The cards that they were using, the bicycle cards, were not from the 1930s. It was 1970 pattern that was being used. The ketchup bottles had give me a second here. The caps on them were invented in the 1960s. So those were wrong because it should have been the metal screw-on caps that they used to have. And then the game that they were playing on the train was billed as a straight poker game, but they actually played draw poker. Quotes, my favorite, Yafala.
Yeah, holla. Yeah.
So, tell me what you think. Who wants to go first?
Well, I'll go if
Oh,
this is absolutely one of my favorite. As a matter of fact, Chris, this is on my list of movies because I love this movie. I love movies that fool me as an audience. And boy, does this, because this movie is a con within a con within a con. And that's, I think, the best part about it. It fools the audience, everybody's being fooled, and it's double crosses and all that. So I have seen this movie numerous times, and I love, Scott Joplin's music. One of the anomalies that I noticed, but I think I only noticed it because I'm from Chicago, when they had a bus. And at that time, the buses, they were like, I don't think they called them buses because they were electrical, and they had two like rabbit ears that went up to electrical wires. And those were all the buses back then. And it wasn't until the 70s is when they got rid of them and went to gasoline and diesel. So I saw a bus there, and it looked right, but it didn't have the two wires going up to the wires. So I did notice that. Um, because I like this movie so much, I actually went back and enumerated all the cons. There's actually what I got, and I believe is 7 cons. So you had, Luther and Hooker at the beginning, that con. Then you had the poker game, that con. Then you had the fake betting parlor. The first time that Doyle Lonigan goes in there, that con. Then you have Hooker being caught by the FBI, that con. Then you had the romantic double cross with the hit woman. Then you had the actual big con at the wire where Lonigan loses all the money, and then the fake shootout at the end. So that's what I remember the first time I saw it. I was just blown away that I was conned like all of them in there. I was conned too, and that's what I really liked about it. And one other thing, one little piece of trivia, Luther was played by James Earl Jones' father.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Robert Earl Jones, right?
Yes, I believe it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the downside, though, of watching this thing again, is once you know the
No,
cons,
yeah.
it's not as, all consuming as that very first time.
Yeah.
I guess I was on the short bus because it's taken me 3 times to figure out all the cons. I'm so surprised at the end. But Chris, you did mention the Oscar for screenplay, and I went back and looked to see if it was based on a screenplay or a book, and it's original screenplay, but the guy who wrote The Big Con sued and
Yes.
said so many plot
Oh.
points were lifted from his book.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you would call it successful. They settled out of court. So he got the Oscar, but he had to admit that he used the cons in the con book liberally. And I think the author got a bite at the apple too.
You're right. I read that.
Yeah.
That only
Thanks
seems
for
right.
pointing that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know why this bumped me, but I don't think I've ever seen an indoor carousel. And the carousel to me was symbolic of so many things, coming around again. And it was a hideaway for a con man. It was a playground for hookers. It seemed like a strange set piece that just kept recurring. And I don't, do you take your kids to an indoor carousel next to a whorehouse? I mean, I never did, but
Yeah. The
the kids off for a
Oh,
while. I just thought that was a strange, I
Yeah,
don't know,
but
strange
it
set
was a
piece.
real place. It
And
was the
that's
Santa
why I started
Monica.
looking up the script. Was that, was that in the book? Is there some recurring, symbolism with the, like Donna said, a con within a con within a con, because the wheel just keeps turning, more cons,
Mhm.
more cons. So maybe it meant something, and maybe I'm reading too much into it. But I don't think
Yeah,
I've ever
good
seen an
point.
indoor
I'm just
carousel.
amazed by that screenplay comment. I didn't realize that. It just seems so cheap to have
Mhm.
stolen that,
Yeah.
pretty much hook, line, and sinker.
Well, I'm not, I don't know that I don't think the book is necessarily a scripted, uh,
It's not a
beginning to end.
screenplay.
I think it sounds more like a workbook on here are some cons these guys did.
That,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
worked. Yeah.
Like a user's guide to cons.
Mhm. An
For
idiot's
complete
guide. Yeah.
idiots. Yeah.
The Dummy's Guide. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dummy's Guide
But
to
I
Things.
thought, the script itself had an interesting backstory.
One of the things
Oh.
that well, I won't go into the backstory, but I know some people that were carnies, or I don't know if
Oh,
they
yeah.
call them carnies anymore or whatever.
Sure.
But when they all did this, with that hitting the side of
Yes,
your
yes.
nose, that's of course that means I'm onto the game. Don't bother pitching me. Yeah. So that was kind of fun too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought that this was a setup. I mean, this is like a big precursor to the Oceans series. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't serialize the Sting in a certain way, because it was such a successful thing, and convoluted plots and so forth. But I guess serializing things wasn't as big a deal in the 70s as it is now. I also looked up what the Robert, or rather, not Robert Redford, but
Paul Newman.
Newman?
Paul Newman got $500,000 for this, and in today's dollars, that's about $3.6 million.
Mhm.
still a bargain.
So
Yeah.
yeah, considering what the
No
movie
kidding.
made,
I
Sure.
wonder
he
if
also
they-
got a percentage.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
I was reading about how he has said it was one of the most challenging, roles of his career. He had a whole lot more trouble with the Sting than he did with, other things, including Butch Cassidy, where he was also, paired with Redford. And then, and he didn't really know how to play poker. So he ended up, in terms of preparing for this role, playing a lot of poker and losing a lot of money because he wasn't good at it. But but got good enough to sort of pull it off on screen. And then also, speaking of Chris, you mentioned Shaw's limp. The fact that the character that Newman's character looks very stiff.
How his
He
work.
actually also had an injury, and they just decided we're gonna film around it. You'll be fine. And he felt like he said, on reflection, this was an interview like in, I don't know, like in the 90s, or so much after the movie had been made. But he said, on reflection, he said that the fact that he was sort of a little bit achy, and so and stiff, and that's when actually he felt like that gave that character kind of a gravitas that it might not have otherwise had.
Ah,
So
He probably didn't love that scene where he was all curled up after he'd been drunk.
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't think
Yeah.
about that, but yeah.
My
Well,
favorite, my
when you
favorite
think-
scene in the movie is just a look, and it's the look that Newman gives Redford and the bodyguard who shot the waitress when he delivers Redford back to the fake gaming
Betting parlor.
and he delivers him in one piece. Newman looks at him like a long lost love has returned. It's a great, just a
Yeah.
microsecond of acting, but it's
Yeah.
a great piece of acting.
I think that whole segment is awesome where the guy was babysitting uh, Hooker,
Mhm.
and I thought that was the whole thing was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Robert Shaw's acting was amazing in this as
Yeah.
well.
He
He was so
was.
good, and he had that accent, that Northern Irish accent down.
Say hi to Joan.
Hey,
Hi,
Joan.
Joan.
Hi,
Hi,
Joan.
Joe.
Hi,
Joan.
Joan.
Do you
So,
think Redford was good? Do you think his acting was good in it?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah. And he can run like a rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really had him running.
He
and
had
he
to.
was up for Best Actor award, but he did not win it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this was an actor driven movie or even a script driven movie. It is a plot twist. Like Donna
Mhm.
counted them up. I mean, every time you're getting
Mhm.
whiplash thinking, I thought I had this figured out. Oh no, I don't. Oh no, oh, here we go
Yeah.
again.
And as an actor, I'm sure that it's hard to know that this is a con, but you've got to act one way and then act another way with the other people in the scene that know that it's a con. I mean, it is all convoluted, and I can see why it could be tough to act with all those, with all those things going on within the character.
If you're Redford and trying to seduce a waitress and succeed and know at the end, I've read this script. She's trying to kill me. And she's gonna die.
But,
Yeah.
Mahoney, Jeff Arthur.
You know what I'm like everybody else. I've seen this movie quite a few times and really enjoy it. The one thing that strikes out to me, and it is kind of this is real personal. The only guy that's going to relate to this at all, I think, is going to be Whitaker. Is that every time they play the theme song to this thing, this Scott Joplin stuff, it always takes me back to when Whitaker and I worked at KTGR in Columbia, because the thing was a top 40 hit, and
Yeah.
and it was on what? Yeah, every hour it seemed.
yeah.
And
Sickening
Yeah, the
stuff.
you
entertainment.
just got,
Yeah.
you got sick of it. You got
You know,
sick of it.
that's what makes it so much more interesting to me about the box office total is, like you said, fool me once, okay, I'm done. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people, how many unique visitors to the theater there must have been to get that kind of total out of it?
Mhm.
I think this is probably the third or fourth time, and I enjoyed it. I think this time more than any other, because I was sort of on to the scams, but I could
You
play
still
along.
couldn't figure it out.
Right. Yeah. The
You
first
were still
time.
surprised at the end that
Yeah.
Lonigan placed his money incorrectly. Yeah.
Back to Scott Joplin, by the way, in '76, he was posthumously, obviously, he died in 1917, but he was awarded the Pulitzer Prize.
Oh,
Is
wow.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Huh?
Is he from Missouri?
Yeah,
No, he was born
Sedalia.
in Texas and died in New York. He was in a couple of places in Missouri. He was in St. Louis, but we treated him badly.
He was in Sedalia
Oh, God,
for a
yeah.
while.
I think he had some
Oh,
connection to
Sedalia,
Sedalia.
that's
Racism
right.
in St. Louis, big ass surprise.
Yeah, I think he
Um,
had some connection to Sedalia as well.
Did he,
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
did he
I
adopt the name Joplin, or is that his given name?
that I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, there are stadiums full of people that when Billy Joel starts the song Piano Man, I mean, the entire stadium starts swaying. Mahoney and I go to the concession stand like, I can't listen to this one more time.
I get it.
Not a Billy Joel fan.
Yeah,
Huh?
there's 5 or 6 songs from that era that just ah,
You never
Ballad of
hear
Billy
again.
Jack.
So.
Billy Jack's one, yeah. Wildfire's another one.
Later, it was Phil Collins.
Karen, did you say you're not a Billy Joel fan?
No. Take 3
Neither
things to
am
get me
I.
to a Billy Joel concert.
You should, well,
Roll of duct tape, find a
withhold
beaker and a
judge-
wheelbarrow.
withhold judgment. There's a 2-part documentary I think might change your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to put that much time into Billy Joel. No. No.
Oh, it's a
Clapton,
good, it's a
sure.
good
Yeah,
one.
but
Yeah.
Billy Joel, not so much.
Mark her down as uncommitted.
Thank you, Mike.
Jeff Arthur, what did you think?
So, believe it or not, I had never seen this movie before.
Okay.
Oh,
There's some
my.
money.
Yay.
That's him.
So I enjoyed it a lot. I thought the cons were great. I knew that Robert Redford couldn't be stabbing Newman in the back, so I knew that was going to resolve itself somehow. But it was fun. It was a good movie. I had a couple comments though. Gary, you mentioned the indoor carousel. I worked at an indoor carousel right after high school in Monterey, California. Down on
Really?
Cannery Road, there's one.
There's one in Chicago too.
And
Well,
I
this
worked
one
there
is
for,
in
a
San,
couple months.
is it Santa Barbara or one of the, I mean, it's a real thing somewhere in California. It wasn't Monterey Bay though, Jeff. But that's very cool that you worked at one.
That seems so
Yeah, it was
sad.
arcade and ice cream parlor and all that kind of stuff.
No
Uh-oh.
hookers?
No.
Carney, a carney.
And also I have a Billy Joel comment. Another job I used to have was at the Tacoma Dome. This was in the 80s, I think, and Billy Joel came, and I was kind of security, but we weren't. I was a kid, so anyway, he jumped up on this giant speaker and almost knocked it over. he was tipping on this giant speaker, but
Oh, goodness.
anyway,
Did
So-
you catch him?
I was about 5 feet away from him.
Wow.
But that was in the early 80s. But
Matson,
anyway, yeah, good movie. I'm
You
glad I
could have
finally
told
saw
us
it.
he fell off the speaker and you saved him from.
Yeah, and we would
Well,
not
that's
know.
never
as
know
far
the
as
difference.
story goes. He started
That's
rocking
right.
it. That was it.
It might have made people mad if you told them that they saved him,
Yeah.
Karen.
Yeah. No, I don't wish him ill. It's just like I don't find him all that compelling as an artist.
I was impressed at the quality of the images on this movie. I think it must have been remastered for the DVDs or something, because the colors were vivid, the lines, everything was very distinct and clean. I mean, didn't look like a movie from the 70s where things were a little fuzzy. So I thought it's kind of like Dick Tracy in a certain way, where the colors were made so vivid, probably by reprocessing it somehow. And they
Yeah.
did release it in a number of different DVD and formats, and an Ultra DVD and Blu-ray and everything else. So I guess that makes sense.
So
I
the
saw a
photo
documentary.
behind you, I didn't realize that Redford's shirt, it looks blue.
That may be my TV and my phone camera
Oh,
doing
okay.
that. Yeah.
The hat is blue.
The hat
too.
looks blue
Yeah,
too.
the hat's blue too.
I
Matches
don't know
the
who, I don't remember who the cinematographer was, but I watched a documentary the other day about the making of Butch Cassidy, and the cameraman. If you remember that's very sepia toned
Mhm.
Yeah.
by design.
Mm.
And I don't know if George Roy Hill decides what the look of the movie is going to be, but this one is a much cleaner, crisper look. It's not aged like Butch Cassidy was. And it may be remastered, but that is a distinct difference between the two movies that he made.
Yeah.
Kinda like
I think you'd
Great
have to
Gatsby.
have it real clean, because there's so much fooling going on that you want to have everything look like it's real and it's crisp, and that's the way it is.
Yeah.
And to be fooled, if it
You're
was
going to use
blurry or
misdirection. You've got to have the thing that you want them to look at instead of the other
Yeah.
thing you don't want them to look at. It needs to be vivid. Yeah.
I wonder if he was tempted to make it look, because it's in the Depression, right?
right.
People are
Yeah,
It would
36.
have been tempting to make it very depressing looking. It's not. It's pop art. Yeah.
Well, the music too sets the tone, with the entertainer, of fun, just fun.
Yeah.
Robert Shaw did not live a lot longer after this movie was made, only about 3 or 4 more years.
Is that right?
Ah,
Yeah, and speaking of Ireland, Miss Donna, that's where Robert Shaw died.
Yeah.
Jaws. When was Jaws?
Oh, that was,
5,
50
I
years
think.
ago. It's 50 years ago this year.
Yeah,
that's right,
75.
that's right.
Really?
So he died after Jaws, a couple years.
He died in, I think, 78. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
I
He was a
looked
good
up
one.
today.
He was a good one. I mean, he played in a lot of good roles. He was what was he like a German tank
Oh, he's
commander?
done a
Was
lot,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. But he was younger than he looks, you know, he
James
was
Bond?
51 when he died. So when he made the movie, he was in his, mid 40s,
Late
46,
40s, wow.
47. Yeah.
He was
What
in James
character was
Bond.
he in Jaws?
I would like the alternate
He's the
Richard
boat
Boone
captain.
attempt
Yeah.
at it.
I know. I like Richard Boone too. The
Paladin.
Paladin, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Have gun, will
Have gun
travel.
will travel, yeah.
Jeff Arthur was asking which character Robert Shaw played. And
Oh, my.
he's
The
the
boat
shark hunter.
captain.
Yeah.
He's the rich guy.
The boat.
Flanagan,
he's-
or
Flanagan in
whichever name you
Yeah,
choose.
No, he said in Jaws.
in
In
Jaws, he's
Oh,
the
in
boat
Jaws.
captain.
He's the
Okay.
boat captain. Yeah.
And what's
gonna
his
need a
name?
bigger-
Gonna need a bigger boat.
And
Yeah.
Roy Snyder was the sheriff or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was also like the Russian in Her Majesty's Secret Service or one of the early James Bond movies.
Mhm.
That's the first
Yeah,
time.
he was the bad guy in To Russia with Love, which is my favorite Bond movie. That's why I know that.
Mm.
So I ran across this article when I was looking for pictures today for the background, and it's got like 20 things on it, but one of them, it says you might recognize the diner, and then it shows the lady that tried to shoot Robert Redford, but it said the Sting wasn't a movie that was shot on location for a variety of reasons. You can't just travel to 1936 Chicago. But anyway, it was shot in the Universal backlots, and the diner for the Sting was also the diner where Marty McFly meets his father in Back to the Future.
Okay.
So I mean that would have a lot to do with the budget too, wouldn't it?
Sure.
If they were using all these stages in the Universal lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Another one of these was that Paul Newman used a hand substitute, hand
Yeah.
double.
Oh, really?
The
Did you have
card.
cards?
You-
You can't get
you
that.
think
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. I mean, if you remember him
Yeah.
shuffling cards and stuff. I mean,
Okay.
there were a couple of scenes where he was pretty.
That was Newman, yeah.
Yeah, Newman. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You kind of knew that.
Yeah, you kind of knew that. I think there might have been a
Never know.
piano sequence too at some point, but I'm not sure.
Maybe. It was a good movie, just a good one.
Yep.
Thank you. Hope you all enjoyed it, all in memory of Mr. Redford.
Yes.
It was good.
Yeah, it really was. Really was good.
Well, I know that I had said I was hoping you were going to say The Way We Were, and I
Yeah.
I saw a clip from way back when Oprah still had her own talk show, but where she reunited Barbra Streisand and Robert Redford after they knew each other, but they'd not been like on a panel or
Together, yeah.
on a TV show or whatever together, and she did it as a surprise to Barbra Streisand, and it was very sweet.
Because I saw
Because
that.
she was touched that he came
Oh, yeah.
show, and yeah.
That was the movie Joan picked. It was, she needed to cry, so she said, "I'm just going to sit and watch it. Don't judge me."
That's right. No
She
judgment.
needed to cry?
Yeah, she knew she was going to cry.
Oh,
She
I
was
see.
going to cry over Robert
Over
Redford.
Robert
I mean,
Redford, yeah.
Well, yeah.
perfect
Yeah.
pity party date.
Yeah,
So that's what she wanted to do. What was funny is I'd gone to Mizzou with Twitty and had come back,
Mhm.
and knowing that she was watching the movie, I went to a baseball game. I went to a Springfield Cardinals baseball game and then came home, and she thought I'd been in Columbia the whole time. And I said, "No, I came home, grabbed my tickets, and went to the stadium, watched an entire baseball game to leave you alone." She goes, I had no idea. I was so engrossed in the movie, she didn't see me come and go.
Well, she was engrossed. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And crying. She couldn't see you through the tears.
By the way, Mahoney, the Springfield Cardinals won the Texas League both
saw-
times. and the championship and won the final game like 15-1. I mean, they had the best record in AA baseball this year.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I saw that that they won the Texas League. So
Yep.
maybe
Decisive.
maybe some good things are ahead.
I hope so.
Yeah.
There's a sequel to this movie.
There is.
Yeah.
Jackie Gleason.
Yeah, Jackie Gleason, not a great film.
Oh, that's right.
Was it called Sting
Yes,
2
no,
or
it
Sting
wasn't.
It is Sting
Sting
2. Yes, I've not seen it, but it
I
can't,
Yeah, don't,
know
yeah.
that.
it's-
can't
Don't
be as
bother.
good as the first, so I waste time.
Doyle Lonigan, played by Oliver Reed, and Jackie Gleason and Mac Davis.
Oh, no.
No.
Davis couldn't act his way out of a paper bag.
And Jackie Gleason plays Newman's part.
No.
Yeah.
It's got to be all new scammers.
It can't be
Yeah.
playing Redford's part, I don't think. I guess
It's got
Mac
the
Davis
same
was.
name.
Jeff Copeland, I see your lips moving. Were you saying something?
Yeah, I said they could call it the stink.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
Very
You're
clever.
right.
Jeff, you were onto something that they were going to serialize it. I guess they got to number 2 and it was full of number 2, so they were done.
Yeah, well, that number 2 wasn't a great outing, I guess.
That ruined the series. Jeff
Yeah.
was saying,
Mhm, yeah.
You know, the first time I saw it, I don't think I got the very last con. I mean, I knew after, you see them, I knew that Redford and Newman, were faking the blood and all that, but it was the FBI that conned me. That was one of the big cons for me, is that was the FBI. I thought the FBI, of course, thought it was real up until, like the very end.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, yeah, and then I was questioning, well, was that other cop in on it? No, he was real,
Yeah.
No.
I remember thinking the first time, I loved it. I just love that it just got me.
Yeah.
That other cop, I guess, was just a piece to keep you tied to reality in different scenes. as
Yeah,
you went
yeah.
along.
Mhm.
Well, they
Yeah.
needed someone to take Lonigan out and
Yeah.
be,
Yeah,
like, think that he's
Right.
got to get Lonigan out of there because
Yeah.
there's been 2 murders. Yeah.
But how they thought ahead of time to anticipate the real cop's presence, and
Yeah.
then devise a scheme to deal with him and, make
Yeah.
him think he was working with the FBI. That is incredible, unbelievable forethought
Yeah.
almost. So I just,
The whole
I wonder
thing.
if they did that later on to kind of accommodate, because they adapted a little bit as things went along, but
Mhm.
they had it kind of all scripted out from the
Yep.
get-go, and they had like 200 people that were working with them.
Right. And they
Remember
called
that
it the
scene
big
where,
con, and it
Robert
hadn't
Redford
been
was
done
in
in
bed
10
with that
years,
lady?
remember? So if it hadn't been, they were saying it hasn't been done in 10 years, so he won't remember it. Lonigan won't remember it. But it's obvious that it was not something that they just made up then. They had done it before. I mean,
Mhm.
didn't they call it The Wire? The Wire, that's the name of the con, was The Wire.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading somewhere the last couple of weeks that the screenwriter on this labored on this script for a really long time for that reason, to make sure that all the little latches and snippets and connections in this were working, and the idea of having the fake FBI guys lure the Bunko Squad detective in, I'm sure was like one of those things. They had to make sure all the eyes
parts are
were
working. Yeah.
all the I's were dotted and T's were crossed on the logic of the various cons.
Yeah.
It's actually like setting up a con yourself to write that script.
Exactly. And, it's so hard to make sure that the audience is going to understand, is going to be conned. You've been to enough movies where it's a murder mystery and you probably know within the first, 25 minutes who did it and why. I mean, you've been through those. and there's nothing worse. It's like, oh yeah, this is why. But this one I thought was just so cleverly done. Anyway.
Jeff Arthur, you had a comment?
I was just saying when Robert Redford was in bed with that lady and she was, he was awake and she woke up and said, just, I think he was up trying to figure out how to resolve the issue of the real cop trying to track down Robert Redford's character. And that's what he came up with.
So who's up next?
Well, Chris, good choice.
Yeah, very good.
Yes.
Very,
nice.
very good
Good
choice.
Thank you all. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh,
Who is it?
Matt-
I think I'm next.
Matson is.
So my pick for next time, which is the 22nd, I think.
Sounds right. Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah,
20th.
Is that right?
yeah.
'Cause this is 6th.
20th. 20th.
20th. Yeah. Yeah. So the movie is Paris, Texas. Have you seen it?
I have.
Originally, yeah, when it came out, yeah,
Yeah.
Who's in it?
a while back.
Not
Yeah.
not many people did, but anything with Harry Dean Stanton kind of intrigues me. And when the soundtrack's by Ry Cooder, I was all in.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's a different movie.
Yeah. It's good.
Okay. Do we
All right.
know where we'll find it?
I found it on used to be Fandango,
Okay.
and it was $6, just to let you know.
Wow,
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Might
big
break us.
spender.
Matson's an expensive date, I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He comes back from all this travel. He thinks he can
Yeah.
get us
Just
to do anything.
splurge. Just splurge.
It might be on some library channel but it wasn't on Hoopla, so I don't know.
No, it seems like less and less is on Hoopla these days.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
on Max and Canopy and Roku and Prime.
Oh.
Okay.
Anybody
think
see who's
Prime's for
behind me?
rent.
Yeah. Usually
I don't think
Prime
it's a
is.
subscription Prime. I think it's a rental.
Get closer.
Is
Yeah,
that Terry?
HBO Max would have it.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Got that.
What's that behind
Can
you?
Terry hear us?
Huh?
I'm hearing it.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're with us. I have some news to share, guys. If you see this head of hair, it'll probably be gone by the end of the year because I start chemotherapy in a couple days. I have esophageal cancer, and the protocol they told me about today is about 8 weeks, 4 treatments, 2 weeks apart, and then surgery to remove the cancer-ridden part of my esophagus, and then they stitch it back together and connect my esophagus and my stomach again, and then I go through another 4 sessions after the surgery. So from beginning to end, probably 6 months all along the way. But I think I'm losing my hair somewhere in there. But I just wanted to let everybody. Twitty doesn't know about my appointment today, but I got the biopsy results last week and met with and had a PET scan today. Met with an oncologist this afternoon. I've already got an appointment with an oncologist at Barnes in St. Louis on Thursday. So the train has left the station, and the PET scan today found that it had not spread beyond the esophagus except maybe one lymph node. And they're doing another scope on Wednesday to go further than the original endoscopy went to make sure it hadn't gone anywhere else.
God.
I just wanted to let everybody know. I hope I can, stay in touch and stay up with you guys. But if I miss a couple, and if I look thinner and balder the next time, you'll know. Okay. So.
Damn.
Wow. Oh, I'm
Well, we
so sorry.
wish every good thing to you, Whit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry to hear that, but thanks for letting us know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And when you are in St. Louis, if you do more than one time at Barnes, and you need anything, just let me know.
Right. We've got room too, if you want to stay in St. Charles on the way back and forth.
Yeah, oddly
Be
enough,
happy to host you.
I'm trying to think if I think Mahoney may have met this guy, Gary Metzger, Joan's cousin, Susan Metzger. Her husband is from St. Louis, and he's the chairman of the board of a bank here. And he just had to go through prostate surgery. So he's got follow-up appointments up there. So they bought a half of a house or a duplex or something out in Chesterfield. And he's already turned the keys over to us and says, if you need to stay overnight, when you're up here, your place is our place. And so we'll probably take advantage of that. But it may be a chance to, see you guys if we're there, and if we have to be there for overnight, maybe a chance to get together and have a lunch or a breakfast or a cup of coffee or something like that. So I'll have some reasons to be in St. Louis, and maybe not the most fun reasons, but it'll give me excuses to see folks while I'm there. I'll let you know.
Thanks.
But thanks.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Yesterday,
Gordy's got that B&B that's like a half a
Yeah,
mile from
and
there.
I've stayed there. It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. If
Near
you don't need
Barnes?
a family or anything
Yeah.
like that,
Well, I'll
Probably
let you
close to
guys-
Barnes.
I'll let you guys know. We meet with the oncologist at Barnes Thursday, and we'll probably do the chemo here and then the surgery at Barnes. So that's a couple months away. There's a whole stair step to getting to that. So anyway, I went to see the Taylor Swift movie yesterday, #1 at the box office.
Oh,
And you have-
wow.
how'd you like
you
it?
have
You
17-year-old
Swifty, you.
How did
you
you
have
like it?
17-year-old granddaughters who are Swifties and wives who are Swifties. That's what you do on a Sunday afternoon, is go see if. And to me, it was #1 at the
And?
box office, and basically it's a 90-minute promo for her album.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
He's a marketing
and you
genius.
expected what?
Well, I didn't really, but it's well done. I mean, if you're going to put together a cash generating promo to, generate interest, and it was only in the theaters 2 days. It's like in there Friday, Saturday, or 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Cotton candy.
What do you think Taylor Swift's arc is in this thing?
Well, she
Good
started
one.
as a little kid songwriter, singer in Nashville, country, and I think she's going to be the chairman of the board of the NFL before this thing is over.
Yeah.
She's a pretty smart businesswoman, in addition to
She
being,
sure is.
talented
is.
musician.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Well,
So is that a recommendation?
It's gone.
It's gone.
I can't recommend it. I can only tell you how good it would have been if you'd have seen it.
I heard she uses some bad language.
does.
Taylor?
Surely not.
But I think there's a rumor out there that's not true, because I've seen both the movie and I've listened to the song, which it's a song called Wood. And one of the lyrics is supposed to be about Travis. And one of the lyrics was allegedly to say, "You were the key that opened my thighs." But in the movie and in the record that I heard, the lyric is, "You were the key that opened my skies." So I think there are people looking to put dirty words in her mouth, but they're not there. But you'll have to listen for yourself, Bill.
And she is an adult. It's okay that she opens her thighs,
Yeah.
I've just listened
God
to moms that have like 8-year-old kids.
And maybe
they
there's
were
an
talking
8-year-old
about-
version, and maybe there's an 8-year-old version, and maybe there's an adult version. But I've only heard the kid version so far, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't seen any version. But Patty has. I took a group to see, what's her name? Ronan?
Yeah.
Chapel Ronan.
Chapel Run.
Chaperone.
And then I picked them up. Man, what a mess downtown was.
You didn't stay?
Yeah.
No, I didn't stay. I didn't have a ticket,
You chicken.
and they didn't invite me.
Where did you have to meet him, Bill?
I ended up meeting them at the Ferris wheel.
Okay.
But I
Is it
went
indoors?
downtown, and in front of Union Station was all blocked off, and I had to go way north downtown and come back around on Summit. It was crazy. There was people
Oh, God.
everywhere.
Was it 30,000 people for each show?
Something like that.
You know, she's from here.
Yes, she
Yeah.
is.
Mhm.
Springfield.
Yeah.
Willard.
Willard is what? A little northwest of the city limits?
Yeah.
It butts up against the city. You would never know if you left Springfield and got to Willard. It's all one thing.
Hmm. It kind of surrounds the north end of the airport.
Yeah.
And then I went and saw Nathaniel Ratliff last week too,
Oh,
and he's from Missouri.
right.
He's from Herman.
How was that?
Good. I like Nathaniel Ratliff. Didn't sound like you like him too much.
I love him.
Oh, okay.
Just never had a chance to see him.
Yeah, no, he was fantastic.
I think this is symbolic of my day. It says my battery's low.
Uh-oh.
I'm about to run out of juice.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, I
I
had
saw-
one recommendation, and it's
Okay.
the morning show is back on Apple Plus. I think there's 2 episodes have aired this season so far, and it's good. If you liked the morning show, it's very good. So I know last time I think all my favorite shows are on Apple. I was recommending Slow Horses, and this time I'm recommending
Have you
the morning
seen
show. And I
Platonic?
can't wait for Shrinking to come back.
Have you seen Platonic?
I have not. Do you recommend? I
Well, did you see Studio?
Yes.
think I did.
The studio.
I would recommend Studio above everything, but Platonic is a close second.
Okay.
Same people.
Okay.
He's really killing it right now.
Yeah, he's on fire.
What's that on?
Apple.
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 Okay, folks, I'm going to go back and watch the rest of the baseball playoffs.
And I'm going to go
There's
watch
a
the Chiefs.
game, Mahoney.
I'm gonna watch the Chiefs, you think?
Woohoo! Yeah. Look at
Yeah,
that.
just a chance.
All right. So see
Gary.
y'all in 2 weeks.
Thanks for sharing and,
Yep.
and
2 weeks.
all our
Gary.
prayers.
Yeah.
Thank
very
you.
All right,
you.
see everybody. Everybody be well.
Bye.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Good to see everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.